Oh my gosh. 안녕하세요, 여러분. 아, 진짜로. Okay, so this is going to be the part one of part two of Girls' Generation. 소녀시대. 소녀시대. SNSD, motherfuckers. Oh my god, okay, so I'll have like a graphics up for you guys, so it's not just my boring face, and not only just that, but so you guys can see the girls and kind of what I envisioned when I got into Girls' Generation. Okay, so after TVXQ, which I'm so sorry, I forgot to mention Spellbound last video. Spellbound, I'll link it in this video too, in the description too. But Spellbound is also a great TVXQ, legend song. Anyways, moving on to Girls' Generation. So, when obviously like on the Fine Brothers React channel, they showed, I Got a Boy on their, I think it was their first React to K-pop? It's either their first or their second. I'm sorry if I forgot. But when I first saw it, I was unimpressed. I was like, okay, this is too bubbly. This is too like girly. Didn't like it. But again, for some reason, when I saw those two reaction videos back to back, I was like, wow, something about this is actually pretty cool, and I want to look it up some more. I think it was catchy. I think like the chorus, I like, it was catchy for me, so I decided to watch the whole thing on my own, and that's when I got reinvigorated with K-pop, because I got into TVXQ, but after TVXQ and I started, I didn't, after like the 5 or 6 songs that I loved from them, after that kind of wore off a little bit on me, I was like, okay, I don't really, and I tried to look up some more some more groups, and I didn't really feel anything of them. I'm like, what? Girls' Generation did something for me. If you guys don't know, I'll have this video kind of playing right now, so you guys can see. I won't have the audio, of course, but yeah, it's quite an experience, to say the least, watching this music video. Now, this is when it gets interesting, because like I said in the previous video, I tend to create characters of my own and then have them play themselves into what I see on like in like music videos or movies or whatever. I'm very imaginative in that sense. So I have a soft spot for androgynous men / gay men. Obviously they're not the same, but androgynous / gay men or bisexual men. I have a soft spot. I don't know what it is, but they're like, I'm like one of those girls that you probably met in like high school that's like super into like gay romances and yaoi and like, all that stuff. I love it. I just can't explain it. It just really turns me on. And plus it's just like cute to see. Seeing two guys in a relationship. Okay, so that's one thing. And then, oh my god, Wattpad, how people would make like fan stories of like, that like BL, boys love. I used to love those. I still do, but when I used to read like Wattpad stories, oh my god, man, it was a lot. But yeah, anyway, so because of that, that was like a thing before I even got into K-pop. Because I love that so much, I tend to create like a gay character in my mind, and then have that character play itself out in whatever I was watching. So, for instance, I'll have a picture of something of a character that I have right now up on the screen. Okay, so this guy, his name is Kim Lae-hyo. Okay, he is gay. He is kind of has that androgynous look. long hair, blonde, kind of soft face, but also kind of manly as well. You know, has a muscular kind of like features. So this gentleman kind of is what I envision when I listen to a lot of like my rock music. So like my Paramore, my Evanescence, stuff like that. And so yeah, I'll like in my brain like he's singing like my favorite songs, like he's dancing to them, and it's like amazing. It's a good fucking time. So I've done this for a while, so to give you like an image of kind of what I see. Now, when I got into Girls' Generation, I did this with I like thought of 9 different boys, kind of similar to this theme, like the androgynous theme. And I took it and ran with it, you know. And I don't remember like a lot of their names or a lot of their faces, but but that's essentially that is something that I've created in my mind that really got me into Girls' Generation even more. Especially I Got a Boy, because that music video was so badass and I just loved this so much. So I had to, oh wait, my video is like almost done. Anyway, but so that's one thing that like kept me even more intrigued in watching K-pop, especially the girl groups. I didn't do this with the boy groups because they're already boys. So I didn't I don't know, like it just, and the boys are already awesome on their own. Not to say that the girls aren't awesome on their own, but I just like to take that. I think it is definitely something that is missing in our music industry, having like androgynous men be expressed more, especially like they should have more of that in K-pop. And they kind of used to have that back in the day, but they kind of stopped that. And I'm just like, I want that back. Like, if you guys don't know Ren, aka Choi Min-gi from Newest, he also had that like androgynous look to him back in the day. Now, not so much, but I want that. I want like a 4-boy member group just of like Choi Min-gis. Okay, so that's what I want. I think as a whole that needs to be filled. I think a lot of girls would be into it. I think a lot of guys would be into it. Hey, that's my opinion. But that's what got me into Girls' Generation. So obviously I Got a Boy, you know, obviously a legendary song. And then from there, I think the next song that I got into was Mr. Mister. And then I think the next one was Twinkle, which obviously was the subgroup, like, you know, like song. And then I think Oh was the next one. Now, Oh blew my freaking mind. It was so girly, but it was so catchy. Like, I don't know what it was. Like, I love Oh, and I listened to the Japanese version first, so I thought the Japanese version was like the original version, aka the Korean version. I didn't know until like later on that, oh wait, the Korean version is a different version. But yeah, that's one thing. And then of course, you know, one of my favorite songs of all time, or one of my favorite K-pop songs of all time, probably is one of my favorite songs of all time, because I just cry every time I listen to it. But Galaxy Supernova, which again, I thought it was Korean, but looking back on it now, like literally like a couple of weeks ago, I was like, holy shit, this is Japanese, this is not Korean. Yeah, that's a great song from Girls' Generation as well. And again, still have a boy group in my mind that was actually doing the dances. Not to say I didn't like, you know, the girls. Actually, if I had to choose a bias, it would be Jessica. I really liked her. I love her high notes. I love her ad-libbing, her riffs, her vocals, and I had something about her I just liked. But yeah, still, the boy group was still in my brain. So like having that extra creativeness, imagination while watching K-pop, I was just never bored. When I got into K-pop, I was not bored. Okay, we can just leave it at that. And again, I'll list these songs in the description below. And then of course, I'll leave this video off with G. Never heard of G before. I didn't know that it was like a hit. like an early on hit, even before I got a boy. But it was, and what do you know? I fell in love with G too. You know, I mean, Flower, great. I mean, like, this is gonna be very easy for me to talk about Girls' Generation because it's just me listing off all of their songs and me saying that I pretty much like all of them. Hoot. Hoot is amazing too. Oh my god, dude. I can't. I used to learn the dances to almost all of these songs. Oh my gosh. So as you can see, I went down the rabbit hole with Girls' Generation songs. I downloaded them on my little iPod Nano. And yeah, it's just great. It was just fun times. And this is just part one of Girls' Generation because I'll get into other songs I didn't, you know, Into the New World, Girls' Generation, and some other things that happened later on, and you know, and how I like kind of left Girls' Generation and started to move to other girl groups. Okay, but yeah, this video is just me talking about like essentially like my gay character thing that I have going on. And then also like K-pop as well, and why like they're like intertwined. Like you just can't separate them anymore. They cannot be separated anymore. And Girls' Generation had a shit ton to do with it. Man, they made so many hits, and it's just like they're not even my favorite group because they made so many hits. It's not even like fair to even say they're my favorite. I mean, because if it were like a numbers game, it would be close between them and like G-Friend on how many songs that I just like flat out love. That's it. But there are other groups, other girl groups that got me on a more emotional level, and I'll get into that in future videos. But yeah, so again, this is my K-pop journey part 2. Girls' Generation Part 1. And yeah, this is for, you know, anybody who's interested, but mainly the Yang Gang, because don't you worry, I will get into BTS in due time. Okay? In due time, I will. But I got into BTS a little bit, like a couple of years after I got into K-pop, okay? So we'll get into that later, but right now I just wanted to, you know, move along, move this along and get to the good stuff as soon as possible. Even though Girls' Generation is an amazing, I mean, they're amazing. So obviously links are down below. And again, hey guys, I'll be quitting my job soon to be going on the road and to be a full-on Forrest Gump for like Yang Gang person with some of my other buddies. So I would love, appreciate you helping me out in that journey and donating on like PayPal especially. I probably will have like a Venmo page as well. But yeah, that and Patreon. Big shout outs to my girl Kim Jian, my 언니. 감사합니다 for being a Patreon. Oh my god. $20 Patreon, that's super lit. Thank you so much. And I'll set up my tiers very shortly. I probably should do that today. On the tiers of like how, you know, if you spend like $5 or if you spend $1 a month, you get this. You spend $2, you get this. $5, you get this. $20, you get this. And then so I mean $50, you get this. $100, God, like you get this. So yeah, that will come very shortly. But, you know, again, very appreciated because I just have to have money to just eat and sleep somewhere. That's it. If I got that, then and my internet connection, then I will be Gucci. All right, guys. I love you guys so much. Hashtag Yang Gang. Hashtag K-pop. Woo! Love you. 사랑해요. 안녕. 안녕.